Well, it's set to be an evening of a celebration for one of the country's most respected and celebrated actors, John Kani, at the Market Theatre. The event, hosted by the Sports, Arts and Culture Department, aims at honouring Kani, who turns 80 today. Now, he has a career spanning almost 6 decades and yet continues to receive acclaim for his work. Let's take you down to Newtown in Johannesburg city centre, where Katleho Sekhotho is standing by for us at tonight's event. Katleho, John Kani needs little introduction to a South African audience and, dare I say, also an international audience. How important is tonight?
A very good evening, Kathy. Indeed, tonight's celebration is about honouring the legacy and the life of Dr. John Kani, whose work, lives on, and I think it will continue to be relevant throughout the generations and, critically acclaimed here at home, but also abroad. And this is an initiative hosted by the Sports, Arts and Culture Department, honouring living legends, making sure that legends who are still alive are being honoured, and it's not a sad story that they are only honoured after they pass. But to no further ado, I want to introduce the man himself, Kathy, Dr. John Kani, just to speak to us about this evening and the life and the life you've lived and the incredible work you've done. Dr. Kani, thank you so much for your time. Tonight is about celebrating you. Do you feel honoured here at home for the work you've done?
If I do a play and I'm nominated for Best Actor, I know what I did. If I do Best Director, Best something, I know what I did. What moves my heart and humbles me is people having a meeting somewhere without me knowing, and the minister decides, Newzroom, I think it's time we pay tribute to the legacy of great John Kani. And the decision is made unanimously. Yes, we do. That takes my breath away. That humbles me. Just to think that I was thinking I'm going to have my birthday at home with my family, and the kids are going to say, happy birthday, granddad, happy birthday, tata. And now it's here at the Market Theatre, a place where my life is, where my history is, where my roots are. We are now celebrating and paying tribute. And I'm so proud that it's done by the minister, Newzroom. And I'm so proud that it's honoring me at the Market Theatre. Yeah. You live a life and you just do the next thing followed by the next thing. You try to live an exemplary life. You do not work to be a role model. You be a good person. You be a caring person, a sensitive person. Maybe that becomes the so-called role model. But you can't work like I want to be a role model. I've just lived my life. I have a wife I love very much, Umandi. I have 7 children, 4 sons and 3 daughters. I have 10 grandchildren. That's my gift to me. I give you my talent, my thoughts, my philosophy to you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kani. And I mean, so much of your work focuses on the nuances and the struggles of people who lived during apartheid, coming out of apartheid. When you look at young artists now and the content they're creating, I mean, if you look at apartheid, you knew who the enemy was then. When you look at artists and what they're battling now, what do you think what strikes a nerve for you in terms of the struggles they face?
I'm not going to say it was easy for us because we had an enemy. We had a target. We focused our work. We knew that we are making a contribution to a greater cause, a cause of liberation. When I look at my son, now Atandwa, and these peers and young people working in the arts, I get frightened. How the hell are they going to make it? There's so many distractions. There's so many interruptions. There's so many things that are happening around them. My mom was only worried that do I smoke or not. I'm worried, does this thing know that he can't take cocaine or he can't beat up his girlfriend? Or I have daughters, I can't sleep at night because I'm waiting for a phone call that my daughter has been involved with a person they live with or my son did something. But they are taking it on. The work, the content that's coming through is redefining South Africa and the African community of this country, of the continent. They're taking that stride there, that Afrobeat thing, that great poetry, that music, and that sort of acting within many various sort of structures makes me feel so proud. And I'm feeling like while I'm running the race, I can now hand over the baton because I'm still in the race. And what I love about young people, they do know who we are. And they come for advice. Even if it's asked in a very strange way, you know, what do you think, you know? And you know that he's asking for advice. I know this fool wants to learn something. So I engage in that level. So it's fantastic, I mean, that the number of people who are young, from Queenstown, from Port Elizabeth, from Cape Town, from Durban, from Zimbabwe, from New York, LA, from New Jersey, who are sending messages that celebrate your night. You like a shining light, not just for that little place called South Africa, but for us all. All the groups and the little girls from the Black Panther said, "Da, da, happy birthday, wish we was there." And that's what I celebrate, and that's what this evening is about. Just to make me, especially my family, to say it was worth it. We missed him a lot. He was always out there working. And when the minister and the community of South Africa say, we acknowledge your input, your contribution, it makes my entire family very proud. And it makes me walk a little straighter than 80 years old.
Thank you so much for your time, Dr. Kani.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Kathy, so there you heard it from Dr. John Kani expressing his excitement and gratitude as he turns 80 years old today. And yes, this is about celebrating the work he's done, but also outlining there, Dr. Kani, that so many personal sacrifices were made, you know, being at home for months and weeks at a time. And this is a culmination of, you know, efforts by the department to say thank you for the work you've done in honoring the arts sector, but also in the way that he's inspired the generation of artists today.
What an incredible life, and certainly good to see that we're celebrating him now, Stephen.
Absolutely. May I say the original Black Panther?
I mean, hello.
Be right. Never mind everything he did, going all the way back to being in Port Elizabeth, as it was then in the 1950s, I think it was. So an incredible story. John Kani, so well deserved.